Hello, I'm Coach Hurd. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the Word from Coach Hurd, where I give you real talk biblical lessons because you already know I'm going to tell it like it TI is. The title of today's lesson is, Who is your voice attracting? Let me say that again. Who is your voice attracting? And the lesson is coming from John chapter 10, verses 1 through 6. Listen to Jesus. Jesus says, Truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the gatekeeper opens, the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. A stranger they will not follow, because they will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. Who is your voice attracting? That's the question. So let's take a look at this passage. Now, in this passage, Jesus highlights a profound spiritual law. Okay, and that is your voice is a signal that attracts specific followers. Say that again, Coach Hurd. Your voice is a signal that attracts specific followers. Now, in the ancient Near East, a shepherd voice wasn't just a sound, it was a boundary. See, at the same time, it drew the sheep closer, but at the same time, it repelled the wolves. Say that again, Coach Hurd. At the same time, it drew the sheep closer, but it also repelled the wolves. You see, the sheep just didn't hear the voice, they were magnetized by it. Now, as followers of Christ, we often focus on whose voice we are listening to. Say that again, Coach Hurd. We often focus on whose voice we are listening to instead of asking the question, what kind of spirit does my voice attract? What kind of spirit does my voice attract? Now, what are you casting out? Let's talk about it. See, in verse 1, the thieves and the robbers Jesus mentioned are attracted to the sound of vulnerability, chaos, and division. Is that what you're attracting? See, when our voice, the way we speak to our spouse, our colleagues, ourselves, is filled with bitterness, gossip, Lord have mercy, fear, then what we create is an environment where the stranger feels right at home. And I ain't talking about no good strangers. So we're not trying to create that kind of environment. But however, when we echo Jesus' voice, the good shepherd's voice, we're gonna attract something entirely different. See, here's what we need to understand. The shepherd's voice, Jesus' voice, is characterized by this. And this is what our voice should be also. His voice is characterized by truth seasoned with grace. You should be telling the truth, you should be speaking the truth, and you should be speaking it with grace. So now look, when you're doing that, it attracts those people who are seeking healing. But at the same time, it repels those people who are seeking division and argument. See, they can't be in the same room. Darkness can't be where light is. See, Jesus' voice is characterized by peace. And so when our voice is characterized by peace, we're going to attract those who are just sick and tired of the rat race. They're looking for some comfort, man. And at the same time, it's going to repel those who are looking for chaos. Jesus' voice, the good shepherd's voice, is characterized by authority. And that's the same way our voice should be characterized, by our authority. It's going to repel the thieves of anxiety and shame because they cannot stand the sound of God's promises. Look, we need to become an echo. Here's what I'm talking about. The sheep followed the shepherd because the voice meant safety. Now, when you walk in a room, Does your voice, which means your attitude, which means your word, which means your spirit, is it signaling safety or is it signaling strife? What you talk about, Coach Hurd? I'm so glad you asked. When you walk in a room, does people feel safe? Do people feel comfortable? Or they start to tense up and say, all hell finna break loose because here he comes, here she comes. What are they thinking? What's your voice is signaling? So look, I got 2 reflective questions that I want you to take a look at, and I'm done with this thing. The first, when you look and think back on your recent conversations or your recent social media posts, ask the question, what kind of people or spirits am I attracting? Lord have mercy. What kind of people or spirits am I attracting with my conversation or my social media posts? Are you attracting critics and complainers? Or are you attracting people seeking light and encouragement? What are you attracting? And then look here. This is what I call the repel test. Is there a stranger in the midst? What you talking about, Coach Herb? Take a look around. Look around you. Take a look at the people around you. Who do you have around you? Do you have people that has got a bunch of bad habits? Do you got people around you that want to instill fear? Do you have people around you that just are toxic influencers? Is that the crowd that's around you, that's hanging out with you? Does your voice make those people feel very, very comfortable to be around you? If that is the case, you need to change your voice. In other words, you need to change your character. You need to change the way you carry yourself in this life. Because here's what I do know. When you're walking in the light, simply mean you're just doing right. People who want to do wrong, they don't want to hang around you. Because once again, darkness cannot stand light. Hey, I'm done with this thing. Once again, who is your voice attracting? Hey, I'm Coach Hurd. Thank you for tuning in and listening to me. Catch me the next time. Peace.